I'm Liz Moser, a Mayo Clinic and National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach. Welcome to part 2 of our discussion on The Proof is in the Plants, Simon Hill's informative book on how consuming more plants improves our health and the health of the planet. Last week, in part 1, I shared my 4 key takeaways from The Proof is in the Plants. First takeaway: the kind of research is pretty important, with expert opinions and case studies having the most bias and meta-analysis having the highest quality of evidence. Takeaway 2, research shows a diet comprised of 85% plants promotes the most increased health. And then kind of do what you want with the rest, whether it's paleo, keto, or 100% vegan. Takeaway 3, an LDL around 50 to 70 is where you want to be if you want to be close to a 0% risk of atherosclerosis. And finally, 4, I asked you to join me in the 40 Plants Challenge this past week. We challenge ourselves to consume 30 different plants plus 10 different herbs and spices, all in 1 week. Simon Hill's 40 plants, 30 plants plus 10 spices per week challenge derives from Professor Rob Knight's research comparing the gut microbiome of people who consume 10 or fewer plants per week with people who consume 30 or more different kinds of plants in a week. The research participants who ate over 30 different plants per week, no matter what overall diet they prescribed to, vegetarian, vegan, or omnivore, had a more diverse gut microbiome and fascinatingly had fewer antibiotic-resistant genes in their gut microbiomes. Knight and his fellow researchers aren't exactly sure why this is the case. Still, they are supposing it's due to the antibiotics meat eaters inadvertently consume because factory farming regularly gives antibiotics to the livestock before processing. Okay, so I have my list of plants and spices I ate last week. How about yours? But before my big reveal, I want to touch on the significance of spices and why they are such nutritional powerhouses. First, I want to take you on a trip back in time to my vlog about what I eat in a typical day. I mentioned Dr. Michael Greger's suggested daily dozen categories of foods, from beans to veggies to grains, and particularly his recommendation for spices and a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric every morning. So in addition, about a month ago, in my blog Stand Up, I talked about Dr. Dean and Aisha Sherzai, or Team Sherzai as they refer to themselves, and their research findings that spices are an integral part of their 5-part neural plan for combating dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Specifically, spices contain a storehouse of antioxidants. For instance, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, which I consume daily, contains curcumin, a polyphenol responsible for its yellow color. It has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic, antithrombotic, or reduces the risk of blood clots, and cardiovascular protective effects. Woo! 100 grams of turmeric has 15.68 millimoles per liter of antioxidants. Compare that to another healthy powerhouse, blueberries, with 3.96 millimoles of antioxidants in 100 grams. I'll put a link in the description below this video for the research article, which contains the detailed PDF of different foods and spices and their corresponding antioxidant levels. It's a pretty fascinating read while keeping your favorite foods in mind. Okay, so we have established that spices and herbs are nutritional giants. And now, without further ado, here is my nicely typed up list of plants and spices I consumed in a week. I have about 39 plants listed and about 12 to 15 spices. What shocked me is that I hit 30 plants in one day and ate the remaining 9 over a few more days. I eat many of the same foods, so I wasn't sure if I'd meet this challenge. With that in mind, I bought some different varieties of fruits, pears and grapefruits instead of my usual blueberries at breakfast, an apple for lunch, and an orange for dinner. I'm kind of wash, rinse, repeat on those 3. So I mixed up my fruit a bit. I also pulled out a serving of frozen red lentil soup I had prepared a while ago and threw that into a lunch, adding 2 more plants, red lentils and white onions, and 2 more spices, curry and cumin. Speaking of spices, in general, I'm kind of this pepper, garlic person with some salt thrown in, although I've cut my salt back by half. In addition, I take a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric every morning. I'll put a link to what I eat in a typical day video. I'll put that video in the description below. But I consider that more of a supplement than adding spices to my food. So this week, I started to add cinnamon, which has 31.64 millimoles of antioxidants per 100 grams, and nutmeg, which is 20.32 millimoles of antioxidants per 100 grams, to my oatmeal. What took me so long? It tastes phenomenal. Other spices to add to your oatmeal are ginger, cardamom, apple pie spice, pumpkin pie spice, or allspice. I experimented with adding different spices to my lunch hummus: paprika, curry, and cumin, and dinner salad dressing: ginger, which I love and now put in almost every night, and a veggie blend of spices with chervil, tarragon, and a few others. That was a fresh and pleasant change. In addition, I like herb teas. My current favorite is a birch bark tea with birch bark, licorice root, holy basil, spearmint, cinnamon, and vanilla. Although this isn't spicing my food per se, I think herb and spice teas count and should be on your plants consumed in a week list. I put them on my spice list. I also perused my cookbooks for recipes I've made and enjoyed for spice blend ideas. For instance, a chipotle chili recipe I like has a combo of chopped chili peppers and adobo sauce, garlic, chili, cumin, and cinnamon, and I have that in this Tupperware right here. And I've experimented with adding it to my hummus and salad dressing. Yum and yum. This Tupperware has Chinese 5-spice, garlic, ginger, and lime juice, and I added this to my salad dressing last night. It was fantastic. Awesome. My takeaways this week: I eat more of a diversity of plants than I thought I did. Yay! That said, I can always experiment with new ones. And I've thoroughly enjoyed adding spices to my breakfast, oatmeal, lunch, and dinner. This spicing it up not only supports my overall health, but also my desire to cut back on salt in my diet. Okay, now it's your turn, video watcher. How did the 40 plants in 1 week challenge go for you? Do you already eat 30 plants and 10 spices in a week, or did you have to get a little creative, as I did, to add more variety? What experiments in eating more plants went well and were tasty, and which experiments maybe aren't worth repeating? Please send me a message. I want to know how it went for you. I'm Liz Moser, a Mayo Clinic and National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach, and thank you for watching this vlog about my takeaways from the 40 plants consumed during 1 week challenge. If you have any questions about this vlog, health, wellness, or wellness coaching with me, please reach out via my website at lizmosercoaching.com. Bye for now. Be well, and I will see you next week with another video.